Let's define fulfillment again. That it is the satisfaction and the joy that is derived from knowing that you have lived your life effectively, serving the purposes of the kingdom and being a blessing to humanity. I've had the honor and the privilege, by the grace of God, to be around people who were diagnosed with terminal diseases, or people who they literally knew that they were on their way going. I've had the honor of praying with them. I've had some healed miraculously. But in all fairness, there are others that I prayed and I knew that probably these people, their time was up. And at that time, listen carefully, we have to borrow the mindset of a dying man to understand what fulfillment is about. Once you are not a dying man, you cannot really comprehend the wisdom behind seeking fulfillment. You have to borrow the thinking, the last minute of a man who is alive, who is transiting the earth. There is something about that wisdom you must capture, and that is what will help us tonight. What does a dying man look for? Imagine, don't be afraid, just imagine that God told you right now that by 12 midnight today, okay, you will be afraid of going to heaven, but he's coming. In any case, whether you are going or he's coming, you people must meet. Because I don't want you to say I'm confessing negatively, you know, believers, the way we think sometimes. But realistically, imagine that the Lord told you today that Joshua Selman, by 11:55, you are going home. Question: I know you have investments around the world. I know you have all kinds of things. I know you plan to travel next week. I know you even plan to do a lot of things. There's a TV interview somewhere. But what will become your point of focus with that knowledge? Just one information was passed to you, that you have 3 more hours in this life, and that's it. 3 more hours. Wrap up whatever you have to do. You have 3 hours. No prayer will change it. 3 hours. You are not sick, and it's not going to be accident. It will not be anything. Once it's time, God knows the many ways he will pick you so that you don't fear. But you just have 3 hours. Think for a moment. What are you going to do? Remember, your hometown is more than 3 hours, so don't even think of running there. Think of something wiser that you will do. 3 hours. I'm about to share something else with you, and then we'll pray. That's why I'm asking you this question. Do you know, I will tell you this, I can give you an idea of what will happen to you. In that moment, I give you a guarantee. Nothing else matters. Nothing else counts. I'm in the presence of my Maker. Listen, when you are right there, you may think of your businesses. You may think of your investments. You may think of your certificates. You may think of your wife. You may think of your husband. You may think of your parents. You may think of your children. You may think of your future and your goals, your plans, your house under construction. You may think of the person owing you and the police case that is still pending. You will think of all of these things, and yet you will be surprised that none of them at that point will be able to bring you satisfaction. Listen carefully. There is only one thing you will be looking for at that point. When you stand with the consciousness that I have only 3 hours to live in this life, there is only one thing you will look for. It is called peace. Write it down. John 14:27, the peace of God. Please write it down. Everybody write it down. Peace when trouble blows. Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows. He's my peace when trouble blows. Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows. Do you know? Remember, 3 hours to end your life, and yet it is not another degree you want. It is not another political office you want. 3 hours, it is timing. By now it will be less than the 3 hours. It is not whether you like it or not, non-negotiable. 3 hours. Then you will now have the wisdom to look for what you would have spent your entire life really looking for. The thing you are looking for at the point of death is what you should find first in your life and have the privilege of enjoying it. Because I will tell you, in that security, in that variety, in that significance, in that acceptance, in that sense of growth, in that sense of achievement, all of them are various ways of saying the same thing. This is one thing you are looking for: peace. How come you only find it when you are hours to the end of your life, whereas that is really what you need even from the start of your life? And can you imagine that it is available even before you find any of these things? That you can have it without a car, you can have it without a child, you can have it without a church, and yet we ignore it. But when you are about to go, when every other thing fades, you find out that is the real thing. So when I crave for security, what I am really looking for is peace. When I crave for variety, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for significance, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for acceptance, running away from trouble, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for growth, what I'm really looking for is peace. I know you won't believe it if I tell you the reason why you are running around with your CV is that you are looking for peace. You will say, Apostle, you are wrong. I'm looking for a job. You are right in your lifetime. But back to my story, few minutes to the end of your life, you would discover that what you were really looking for was not a job. That what you are looking for is not a travel abroad or a second citizenship. Listen to what Jesus the wise has to tell you. Dear one who has been given the gift of life, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. He said, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. I have given you something. The fear that comes as a result of lack of a job. I don't mean to get you emotional, but everybody who died in the train that was headed to Kaduna, by the time they left Abuja, they had plans. When they woke up that morning, they said, I will return back in the evening. And when I return, honey, I'm rushing down to Kaduna to do something quickly. I just want to check my building. And they did not know that they had 3 hours left. I know you may not see the wisdom in what I'm teaching you today. I'm not saying you will die, but I'm giving you wisdom that is greater than investments. Wisdom. Can I tell you this? It is a waste of time to suspend your pursuit for peace until you find a house. It is a waste of time to suspend your pursuit for peace until you have children. It is a waste of time to suspend your pursuit for peace until you have money. None of those things have the power to give you peace. I can tell you, They may carry with them expressions of conveniences that may minister security, may minister variety, but security, variety, significance, love and acceptance, growth and advancement, impact and contribution are psychological ways of looking for the same thing. Peace. Jesus said, I've given it to you. I don't give you when you finish your degree. I don't give you when you finish your master's. I don't give you when you finish your PhD. I don't give you when you become a professor. I don't give you when you are 60 years. Right where you are, before you even start your journey, you can carry the peace of God. When you find a house, it's just an added advantage, but peace is there. Even if the house goes, your peace remains. As God grants you children, you are celebrating the children and dancing, but not without your peace. Can I tell you, no matter what you lose, you did not lose if what you have left is peace. But no matter what you gain, hear me, you really lost if you lost your peace on the way. Many of you start with that gift of peace. You throw it away to look for a wife. You throw it away to look for a husband. You throw it away to look for a job. You throw it away to look for ministry increase. At the end of it, watch what you have. Children, a name, a private jet, money in your account in various currencies, a political position, titles, qualifications, no peace. Where did you keep it? And you find out that you left it in 1980. You threw it when you began your journey looking for other things. And at the end of your life, you will say, house, give me fulfillment. And house says, not my assignment. Degree, give me fulfillment. It is not my assignment. All of them will say, my assignment is only to give you success. Once we help you to become successful, our mission is finished in your life. What then gives me fulfillment? Peace. Hear me. The only thing that can give you fulfillment in your life is the peace that comes with knowing that you have lived your life effectively, serving the purposes of God and being a blessing to humanity. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 7. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 7. And the peace of God, which surpasseth all understanding, it says, shall keep your heart and your minds. When you read the preceding verse, verse 6, it says, be anxious for nothing. Anxiety. Nigeria, please look at me. There is such anxiety right now. I want to make it. I want to make sure that things work. And I assure you, by God, God is more interested in your success than you are even interested. The God that we serve is more determined, except that we have been given a wrong narrative that things give success and they also give fulfillment. I am here to tell you by the authority of scripture and the wisdom of those who have gone before us that the limit of everything you will ever have in your life is the realm of success. When you pass the realm of success, only one thing is qualified to pass with you: your peace. And if you throw it away looking for the other tokens of success, a rude shock will be waiting for you at the end where that line is drawn. My peace I give to you. Let me tell you this, and I submit to you by the God of heaven. I thank God for everything that he has done in my life, and I thank God for all of you and our global family who have contributed to helping this life attain some level and some measure of success. But I thank God because I learned early. Ministry is powerful. It reveals Jesus, but on its own, as an art or an occupation, does not give you peace. I can tell you, traveling around the world, I don't care whether you go with first class, business class, private jet, it will not give you peace. The same weather will shake every plane. It doesn't matter where you are seated. The plane the space in a first class, business class, economy, if the weather shakes it, the whole plane will shake. If that plane crashes, everybody there will crash. Now I'm tempted to sing it again. There are thrones, there are kingdoms, there are mountains and there are thrones. Only Yeshua will reign forever. To his kingdom there'll be no end. One more time. There are thrones, there are kingdoms, there are mountains and there are only Yeshua will reign forever. To his kingdom there'll be no end. Please write this down. Aside from your relationship with Jesus Christ, aside from your family, and aside from your assignment, nothing else is a do or die affair. Write it down. Aside from your relationship with Jesus, aside from your family, and aside from your assignment, absolutely nothing else is a do or die affair.